Today we're taking a deep dive into a piece of gear that's been getting a lot of attention recently, and that is the OBSBOT Tail 2. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute, and in case you can't tell, I'm in a new place. I recently moved from Florida, where I'd been living for almost 8 years, to the state of Indiana. So we are now embracing the Hoosier life. But new setup, I'm really enjoying putting this new YouTube studio together, so that's why it looks a little different. Huge thanks to OBSBOT for sending out a couple of these Tail 2 cameras for me to review. I'm excited to share it with you guys. This camera is an AI-packed powerhouse tool designed for event streaming, content creation, vloggers, even sports enthusiasts, because the AI tracking will keep up with you. But is it worth the price tag? It does come in right around $1,200, so are you getting your money's worth when you pick one of these up? Or is it just another gimmick on a gimbal? When you get the box in your hands, you can tell this product is probably going to be pretty decent quality. I've said this before, but when an item comes packaged really well, everything is thought out, it's sleek, it definitely sets you up for expecting a good product because they took the time just in the packaging details. But I digress. Right out of the box, the OBSBOT does feel very premium and high quality. It's compact and really not much bigger than an average size coffee mug. The camera has a nice matte black finish, which I really like, and a sleek, minimal gimbal head. Included are a couple USB-C cables and some other cables for audio. The Tail 2 feels sturdy and well built, but yet light enough to still throw in a bag for traveling. It's a PTZR camera, which I don't know if that's a technical term, but that's pan, tilt, zoom, and then rotate. And we'll get to the rotate part a little bit later, but it's packed with incredible AI technology, making this such a really useful tool for content creators. Let's talk about some of the features this camera offers now, and there are quite a few, so let's get started. It does offer a 4K quality at 60 frames per second or 1080 at 120 frames. And the sensor on this camera is a 1/1.5 inch CMOS sensor. I found the quality to be crisp, high res, and have an overall good color dynamic to it. Especially coming from a PTZ camera, it's really quite good. Here are some camera quality tests. Here's 4K, and here's the 1080, and then here's 720. You can see the detail is very impressive. You can see the letters on the front of the camera very well. The detail is good. You know, some cameras will feel 4K and sharp, but it's almost like too sharp. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a fake 4K sharpness. I feel like this is one of those PTZ cameras that's now starting to get just a little bit beyond that, to where the 4K is just really clean, really clear, and it doesn't feel like it's oversampled 4K footage like you'd see on, you know, older cameras, older PTZ cameras. This camera offers some pretty impressive autofocus technology. You can see when I'm tapping between the camera and the plant, it snaps back and forth, and it looks really good. And when you're recording someone speaking or something, you just tap on their face, make sure it's in focus, and it'll take care of that for you really seamlessly. The input selection on the Tail 2 is very impressive. When they first reached out to me to review this camera, I was very curious what it was going to be able to handle for the inputs. And when I saw the lineup, I was very impressed. Just to make it easier on myself, I'm just going to read to you the inputs that are on the back of this thing. Starting off, we have the 3G SDI interface for more professional live streaming. We've got an HDMI port. We have an Ethernet port for support for network connectivity and power delivery in one cable. We have a USB 3 port, which enables fast data transfer and seamless connectivity with external devices, computers, and storage solutions. It has an RS-232 port, which enables professional control integration, allowing seamless incorporation into multi-camera setups through daisy chain topology. It has a 3.5mm mic input, which is super helpful for recording audio for events, which I've already been doing. It has a line-in designed for 3.5mm, supports external audio devices, enabling multi-source audio mixing and streaming for versatile production needs. They're covering their bases here. And then last but not least, it has a micro SD card slot. This was the tipping point for me of saying, okay, yes, this is absolutely a camera I can get on board with. It really made me love this camera that much more. Next, and really this is the main talking point for this camera, is the AI tracking ability, and it absolutely does live up to the hype. It uses advanced subject tracking technology, which can easily follow you or your subject around the room without hardly missing a beat, and it's just crazy how well it works. Simply drag a box on your subject's face or their whole body, and it locks on, and the rest is history. It will follow them around without any issues. There are advanced options for the tracking so that when it's tracking, you can either toggle on or off for the tilt or pan axis to stay locked or not lock. That way, if they're moving around, the camera's not going to be going up and down while it tracks. It'll keep it smooth and steady and just track the back and forth movement. So they give you some really useful tools built in to customize your tracking. In the AI tracking settings, you can adjust how snappy you want the tracking to be, whether you want it to just snap right with your subject with every movement or be slow and graceful, which is what I like it to be. That way, it's not just gonna make you sick. Basically, it's just a smooth tracking, almost like as if a human was tracking and keeping a smooth follow. Having that option gives you a little bit of control on how you want that movement to look. One thing I want to mention with AI tracking, if you're wanting to make sure that your subject's head is, around the upper third of the frame, so it's framed a little bit better, they do have an option where you can go in and there's 2 crosshairs that are yellow, and you can adjust that horizontal line to be roughly where you want that subject's head or eye line to be tracked. Having this option to adjust where you want it to frame is really, really helpful. When I was doing some of this testing, I had to leave the room for a second, and when I came back in, it saw my face and immediately started tracking me, and I didn't even realize it until I walked up to it, and it was just following me, looking around at me. And so it's like this eye that's just kind of always watching you, but when it sees you, it locks on and it will follow you pretty much everywhere really, really well. There are some pretty cool gesture controls to center the camera on yourself. You just raise your hand like this and the camera centers on you. To start recording, you go like this and it sees you, it starts rolling. You do that again and it cuts the rolling. If you need the camera to zoom in, you just go like this and the camera will zoom into your face. You hold it up again, it will zoom out. Now the cool thing is it doesn't zoom in as far as it can go. It recognizes that there's a human and it will do basically a mid to tight shot. And once you do it again, it will zoom out for a wide shot. So it knows that there's a person and it knows how to frame it. Pretty wild. The 2 selling points that really turned my head with this camera was first the micro SD card slot for recording. We talked about that. The next one was the optical zoom. Having a PTZ camera with this kind of quality that can zoom in and it's not cropping into the image, it's literally zooming in, is so nice and so handy. It has a 12 times optical zoom and I've been very impressed with it. Here's a test shot I got, full wide shot and zooming all the way into the camera on my desk, and you can see that information on the front of the camera really easily. Zooms in, you tap to focus, make sure it's clear, and then you can see zooming back out how much it actually is zooming in. So having this capability for recording events of a speaker, someone's on a platform, you need to zoom in, I mean, it really solves that problem. So you're seeing as we're going through these highlights, this thing is a Swiss Army knife for content creators, especially if you do a lot of live streaming or you're a solo creator. It really is an incredible tool. I'm not saying it's going to replace the Canon R5 or mirrorless cameras, but it is quickly getting to the point where some of these live stream cameras, some of these PTZ cameras are strong competition with some of this camera quality. The next feature is live streaming and NDI support. Obviously, this is a live stream camera, so it's going to work and integrate seamlessly however you live stream. OBS, Zoom, it's going to handle all totally fine, but it also includes NDI support. If you don't know what NDI is, it stands for Network Device Interface, and it's commonly used on higher level broadcasts or corporate productions, and it's a low latency, high quality way to stream and switch between video sources and control systems. Super nerdy stuff. Yeah, I don't even know that much about it myself, but that's kind of the gist of it. The next feature is the built-in gimbal and stabilization of this PTZ camera. While the AI tracking is one of the selling points of this camera, I was curious to see how the pan and tilt movements of this PTZ were going to work, because you can't have good AI tracking if the pan and tilt motors aren't good. They're basically the guys working in the background. They're the guys down at the bottom of the ship rowing the oars. Rowing the oars? Yeah, I think it's right. Yeah, rowing the oars for the ship to move forward. So, they play a huge part in the process of the AI tracking. I've seen older PTZ cameras that are jerky and not real smooth, and this camera blows those out of the water. And this brings us to what I mentioned at the beginning of the video about the roll. PTZR is roll, because inside the PTZ camera is an auto leveling feature. If your camera's not level, it will auto rotate the sensor inside the camera to be level. just like, what? It's so cool, and it works so well. But then to take it a step further, if you want to shoot vertical content, you can rotate the sensor, and now you can have a full quality vertical video. You're not having to crop into a horizontal video. You can now shoot vertical content. I mean, it's like, at this point, OBSBOT is basically like, what do you want? I'll make it happen. And they'd make it happen. I mean, it's just unreal. Next, let's talk about the battery. The battery lasts so long. It boasts 5 hours of record time, and I would say that's about accurate. I've had this on for hours, and it just keeps going, just keeps going. So if you're worried about battery life because you're not hardwired into the wall, it's gonna last you a very long time. The next feature is how you connect to the camera. And this is where they make it such a beautiful and easy way to do that, is because you can connect it with your phone, your tablet, or your computer. You can easily control the camera from the palm of your hand. You can power the camera on from the app. There's a joystick on the screen you can move to point the camera where you want it to go. I found the app to be very intuitive and quick. It wasn't laggy at all. I felt like it was very thought out for placement of buttons. They give you all kinds of controls for the AI tracking. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Let's talk camera settings real quick. If you are wondering if you can control those from the app on the camera, you can. You can adjust your ISO, your shutter speed, and easily expose for the setting you're shooting in. The last feature I'll talk about is the audio. One of the things I wasn't sure about when I got it is if I could record audio into it directly. And of course, as you've seen, you can. So for me, that was just taking my DJI mic with the 3.5mm cord and just running that input in, and now right away you have good high quality audio from your speaker that's just being fed right to the camera, which saves a step later. You don't have to match the audio up if you don't want to. So if you're a content creator or a solo creator, you do have the option to run your audio into the camera, and it's just a very, very helpful thing. I would say the low light performance of this camera is pretty good. I mean, you know, like anything, if it gets too dark, it's just not gonna look as good. It will start to break down the image a little bit. So I mean, I think as long as there's enough adequate light, it's gonna do really well. Some of the sessions that I was recording, there was lighting obviously in the room, but it wasn't super bright. But I felt like for what it was and for what the need of this recording was, there was plenty of light and the camera exposed well, and it looked totally usable for me. So let's talk about the real world use. As I've sort of mentioned, it has worked really well for me. I recently used it on an event where I was recording a number of different speakers, some indoor, some outdoor, and it did really, really well. I will say the first outdoor session that I recorded, I think it maybe got a little bit hot in the sun, I'm not sure, and so it acted a little bit glitchy. I don't really know what was going on, but the second outdoor session, both of the Tail 2 cameras I was using worked perfectly fine. Overall, I would say it works very, very well indoor and outdoor, obviously as long as it's not raining or something. So let's go over some of my pros and cons with this camera. The pros, incredible AI tracking technology, 4K 60, really good 4K image, very impressed with that. I like that it's portable and compact and lightweight, so I would say it's very travel friendly, which is a huge pro for me. The app control and streaming features are very well thought out. I have no complaints about the app, and that being the only way you're able to interact with the camera. It works well, so huge pro. And then I think just the fact that it has such smooth pan and tilt movements is a huge pro as well. Cons. I don't really have that many cons, to be honest. I mean, I guess the first one would be that it's $1,200, so I know that's not necessarily cheap, but you do get what you pay for. For $1,200, you're getting a really, really good camera. But I'll leave it here as a con because I understand that may not be, you know, in everybody's price range. The other one would be maybe just low light performance, but I really don't have any cons. I mean, there's just a lot of good things about this camera. Finally, someone like OBSBOT has made a PTZ camera that is a really good fit for content creators, but also for churches, for live streaming, for events. I mean, it covers so many bases and yet offers really good video quality. So I think the tide is turning, and OBSBOT is leading the charge in some of these high quality PTZ cameras that are becoming a Swiss Army knife for everything right in one camera. I hope this video was able to answer some of your questions. If you're wanting to pick one of these up, which I hope you can because you'll love it, use the links in my description. You can either get it through the OBSBOT store, through their website, or through Amazon. Use this code for 5% off on checkout. I really appreciate you guys checking this video out. If you found this video helpful at all, please consider subscribing, hit that like button. Every little thing does a lot to help this channel grow. It's been fun to see this community expanding, and I want you to be part of that as well. So thanks for watching today's video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.